And welcome to Nancy's Neighborhood, folks. And it's good to be back with you again today on this kind of chilly day. Nice little wind blowing. Oh, the trees are not moving out there like they were the other day. They were really moving. So we have some guests on today and that are going to share some really wonderful things with us. And very first, we're going to talk about Cleveland State Community College. And I have Cindy Dawson and Melissa Woody, and they are both going to talk to us about some upcoming events. And they have on the cutest T-shirts and didn't bring me one. I'm kidding. But it says the alumni community of Cleveland State. Right. Connect, engage, celebrate. Right. So, gals, you're here today to talk to us about an event coming up, but I think maybe you want to talk about alumni too.
Absolutely.
Let me begin just quickly. My position at Cleveland State, I'm coordinator for development and the alumni program, and we for a while have kind of been lapsed in reaching out to our alumni, and so we wanted to reignite this program. And my vision for that was really to build, first place, an alumni council. And so that is where Melissa Woody comes in. We have had task force meetings with alumni from different decades, current and past employees, and we've just talked about what an alumni program could, should, might look like at Cleveland State. And I was able to tap into Melissa, take it from there just a little bit about some of the things we've talked about and what's coming, how it's developing.
Yes, first of all, let me just say that Cindy Dawson is the real deal. She is an excellent lady, and we have just hit it off, and she is such an asset to Cleveland State because she's a hometown girl, but she's been all over the world, she and her husband, with the work that they do in ministry, and then she's back home here and working at Cleveland State, and it is just a joy to be her friend and to work with her, so she's such an asset to Cleveland State. She had invited me to come to these focus groups that we were talking about how to build an alumni group at Cleveland State, and we were calling it Alumni Association, Alumni Group, what do we call this organization? And through the focus groups that we worked on, we decided that alumni community really best fit what we were trying to do.
I like that.
We were hoping that we would attract people to this alumni community who had even just taken one class at Cleveland State. We didn't want to call it an association because it kind of seems like did I have to graduate? Or it poses all these questions of, who is an alumnus of Cleveland State? And so this just includes everybody. If you've taught at Cleveland State, if you worked at Cleveland State, if you have a special connection there, you went to police academy, you went to nursing school, you got your CNA certificate, whatever your experience was at Cleveland State, you can be a part of the alumni community at Cleveland State. And I have the honor of Dr. Seymour asked me to be the first chair of the Alumni Community Council. And so that's why we've been hanging out so much together, because I've got that new role. And I loved my time at Cleveland State. I had a principal scholarship that was way before Tennessee Promise or Tennessee Scholars or anything like that. But I had a principal scholarship that I had to work for it. It was a work scholarship. And so I worked in different departments at Cleveland State while I attended as a student, and got a general transfer degree. Every single credit that I got at Cleveland State transferred to UTC, and never had any problems with any of that. Worked closely with my counselors and my professors, and I loved it. And the thing I always say about Cleveland State Community College is that I went on to get my bachelor's at UTC, I went on to get my master's at UTK. I could not name probably 5 of those teachers. But at Cleveland State, I could sit here and run down a list of the professors that impacted my life from Cleveland State. I think that says something.
It's an awesome statement as far as I'm concerned, because now I look back over my graduate years, and the only 2 I could name are 2 that were really off the wall at UT and at UTC. Yeah. So,
I categorize the higher education years, I categorize it as like that mean guy that made me read the Wall Street Journal every week. Those are the kinds I don't remember their names.
That's what I'm talking about.
I just remember what they did to me.
Off the wall people, yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
What they put me through. But you've got people like, Dr. Spencer Colbreth, Dr. Fred Wood. You've got people like Dr. Jerome Taylor, who just ignited my love for history, which is a huge part of my job at the Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely.
And developing our Cherokee heritage. And I just can't thank Dr. Taylor enough for instilling that love of history in me and just, lighting that spark. And the list can go on and on.
Well, I've had Spencer on the show since he's written the book because it
Yes.
was 50 years of Cleveland State. And that's something, Cindy, that I wanted to ask you about. How in the world do you go back 50 years and start trying to dig up some of these alums? Well, it would have been, what, 48 years that
We
when
hope
you
we're
have
not
an
digging
alum.
them up.
Well, I know, but that might be where we are. So that's what
right.
I'm kind of wondering about
My,
here.
my first response would have to be social media.
Okay.
You know, that has just been and is a big part because we do have records at Cleveland State. We have a database that we keep, some information from our alumni. But a lot of them, especially years ago, they may have given mama and daddy's mailing address. Or
Right.
if they happened to be during the age of email, it might have been their Cleveland State email address. So it has been very difficult to kind of reconnect, but we're slowly rebuilding. I'm starting with an email database because we're starting a monthly e-newsletter.
How neat.
And that has gone out once already. The second one is going to go out Friday, I believe. And so at this point, we've got about 1,200 emails that we consider clean emails. We've been, on Facebook, hey, update your contact information. On our website, if you're an alum, you can go to our website at clevelandstate.edu, clevelandstatecc.edu, and the alumni tab, there is a mark there to just update your alumni contact information. A lot of people have heard us talking about that, so they
That
have
is good.
updated their contact information. Whenever we go to events like CalP and other local events, we have a information sheet. Hey, did you attend Cleveland State? Would you take a moment, please? And just
Right.
update your contact information so I can add you to the e-newsletter and keep you informed.
We're not trying to sell you anything. We just
Right.
want to connect with you. Our three words are connect, engage, and celebrate. So we just want to connect with the folks who had an experience or an impact on their life from Cleveland State. So we're not trying to. There's no other agenda. We just want to connect with you.
And so many other schools, universities, do have alumni information. They have, like you said, the email list and everything like that. But you go back 50 years and there was no email.
Right.
Right.
And the phone numbers looked a little strange, maybe,
Right.
and home addresses and things like that. So,
Right.
so to upgrade. So one thing we wanted to do today was to stress to everybody: if you're an alum of Cleveland State, you need to be sure you're in their alumni database.
Exactly.
Yes. And a really easy way too to join in on the fun is to go to our Facebook page, search Cleveland State Community College Alumni Community or Alumni Community at Cleveland State. It'll pop up and you'll know
the
which
alumni
one it is.
community of Cleveland State. That's how it's
Yes.
listed.
Okay.
So
And
they can
so
find it.
if you join that Facebook page and then also invite your friends, it helps to spread the word. Because, like your cousin, Deb Miller,
Yes.
is on our alumni council.
Yes,
and,
right.
she would have attended when there wasn't email, and I would have attended when there wasn't
Right.
email. And so, so many of us are on social media and very active on social media. So, Deb sharing it, me sharing it,
And
Cindy
Deb will
sharing
share
and
it
then-
to everybody
Yes.
she could think of. Yes.
Yeah, so that helps us to, exponentially spread the word. And we want to talk about, connect,
And I want you to.
engage, because we want to have, some maybe tailgate parties. Those are the kinds of things we want to connect with you so we can let you know. Sometimes people don't even have a reason to be back on the campus, and
That's
we
right.
want you to have a
True.
reason.
True.
We want you to come back on campus because there are about to be some big changes. There have been changes. The campus is beautiful. And so, we want you to have a reason to come back. But we also are celebrating.
Yes.
So this last word, celebrate, is an event that's coming up.
This is the
Cindy?
4th annual Alumni and Friends celebration. And this year especially, we, with our new alumni council, our new alumni focus and intentional effort to get the word out, we're kind of claiming it this year as our time to launch our new alumni program.
Well, I will tell you, I'm embarrassed because as close as I have been to Cleveland State, I didn't realize you'd done this 3 years prior. See,
have.
and that's embarrassing. So,
Well, I had just started working here last year, so I got to participate, but Tracy Wright had organized it in her wonderful way, and a lot of people were involved. But, some of the things we heard, we didn't have as many alumni attending. And we are grateful for our friends, the people that consider themselves a friend of Cleveland State. And our friends are invited to this, and our current and past employees, and anyone that's had a part of Cleveland State. But we really hope to get that alumni number up because it's going to be a free party, a fun party, wonderful food. We're going to have music and dancing and selfie photo booth, and just a time to connect with each other and really to celebrate. You know, you're an alumni. Tell us what you're doing and celebrate the impact our alumni are making in our community, in our state, and even around the world.
It's basically a free party. And,
All right.
and you know, I do want to echo what Cindy said about our friends. We definitely want to show our gratitude to our friends, because think about when you say a friend of Cleveland State, think about how many businesses are impacted by having a trained workforce that comes out of Cleveland State. Those people are friends of Cleveland State.
They certainly are.
They are benefiting from this great asset in our community. Think about, you know, banks who are able to loan money for houses because people have jobs because they went to Cleveland State. You know, there's definitely a trickle effect to this great asset in our community, and so we have a lot of friends who have a connection with Cleveland State.
Absolutely. So when are these friends supposed to be somewhere, and where are they supposed to
It
be?
is 2 weeks from yesterday, November 7th.
November
it's
7th.
a Tuesday night, which some may say, what a night for a party, but we think it's a great night for a party.
Any night's a good night for a
That's
party.
right.
Any night's a good
That's
night.
right.
So it's going to be November 7th, 6 to 9 p.m. at the Cleveland Country Club. And we are telling people, they say, oh, well, we have to dress up, dress fancy. And this is a kind of come as you are, come straight from
We're
work.
wearing this.
Your alumni
Seriously.
council, we will be wearing our T-shirts because we want you to know who the hosts are. We want to be there at the door welcoming you. And so if you like dressing up for a cocktail party event or that time of evening, come on. Just
No, not me.
everybody.
I'm coming straight from work.
And
Yeah.
so that's
Just
what
know
we,
that we're going to be in our T-shirts.
And I think that's,
that's
great.
right.
You know,
That's what we want people just to come how they are most comfortable and enjoy.
But we do have to know if you're coming.
Right.
That's right.
Food is a priority here, and
we
they
need
to know
for
how
you
much
to
it is.
register on the website, the little registration link.
Yeah, the easiest way
Okay,
is to
good.
go to mycs.cc/alumni and friends. Spell it out. mycs.cc/alumni and friends.
And I want you to leave that with Bryce, my
Certainly.
producer, and he will get that. Be sure that gets up on the screen. I will share with you. You're talking about friends of years ago when we had Case and Art, and when Cleveland State had a tennis team. We were the scholarships for the tennis team because they had no other way to fund it. And so what we did, the way we scholarshiped them, we worked the tennis team at Case and Art, and they earned money and to go. So that's kind of how we became friends
Now,
with
see,
Cleveland
I knew
State.
that was probably around the time C.T. Hardison was on the tennis
Yes,
team.
yes.
Cleve Parks, Cleve Davis. I can't remember
Oh,
Cleve's
yes.
last name. I loved him.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, Tucker Duncan. Was Tucker on
Right,
the tennis team?
right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that was my era.
And we worked them at their schedule for school, and that's so we scholarshiped the tennis team.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
that's kind of because there was no scholarship, and
Sure.
we needed employees, and it worked out just great. So
Well, I do want to reiterate too, if you can go online and register by October 31st, that will help us so much get our food count and all of that. And plus, we're going to be making name tags, and I would love to have a name tag sitting there waiting for you so the folks there can meet. Spencer Colbreth, by the way, is coming, and so many of our alumni have said, well, what about Dr. Colbreth? Will he be there? He will be there.
is he going to bring his
And,
book to sell?
well, I'm thinking about asking
should.
him. He
He
should.
should.
I think so.
Because you're going to have people there that'll be interested.
And if
Ladies,
we have
thank you all
others.
so much for being on. And you're going to leave that with Bryce so we
Yes,
can be sure it
we
gets
will.
up on the screen so that they'll know how. And Halloween Day is the deadline for you to respond. There might be one or two stragglers, but please try to get that in by the
Our
way.
big line is we have to know how many meatballs to order.
There you go.
So I mean,
That's
if you want a
exactly right.
meatball,
That's
you
right.
gotta get
want a
yourself
meatball.
registered.
If you want a
That's
meatball,
exactly
register.
right. Ladies, thank you all so
Thank you
much.
so much, Nancy.
And I've already signed up. I will be
She'll be
there,
there.
in my work clothes. But as long as y'all are in that I'm going to feel like I may be a little overdressed. I
Come
love
as,
it.
great.
come as you are. We're not going to wear these until the event,
That's right.
but we will save them for the
I
event.
got you.
Yeah.
I got
That's
you.
right. And
Okay.
we might even have a few of these for sale.
Oh,
Just
there you
saying,
go.
so.
Okay.
They're really pretty. This is our new
They
logo.
are kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our new logo.
All right, folks, thank you all. We'll be right back with more guests on Nancy's Neighborhood. But now here's my speech that I give you all every time. Watch our commercials.